Hey everybody, whenever you're watching from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we're back in the Alchemist of Ars Magna to continue our playthrough. Last time, last time we were in the middle of another, I think this is like another part of chapter 4. If I remember correctly, yeah, this is still within chapter 4, but we're kind of like in the middle of chapter 4 or possibly ending chapter 4, maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah. So they went back to the volcano to meet with Marduk because they kind of figured out that they need to get the contracts with the origins. And yeah, apparently we're gonna find out another use for for that in the story, because that's how they're gonna do the contract, it seems like. Hey, Steel and Swar. There are no walkthroughs of that kind of those sites. Yeah, no. I feel like you're not gonna find playthroughs of visual novels on those sites, unfortunately. I think I think it's gonna have to be like a very specific site or like specific content creators probably who do like walkthroughs. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna continue where we left off here. And I guess you can start with her voice line again. Hold on. And I oh, they actually, I didn't expect them to have like multiple uses for it in the story, but sure. Okay. Let me just set up my stream deck. There we go. So that should put me in full screen. Am I in full screen now? Yeah, okay. I'm in full screen. Let's hear her voice line again, actually. Eh? Where? Oh no, I think they'll figure out too. I think they're gonna figure out too what it means to make a contract with an origin. Marduk tugged on his arm. Shin found it peculiar, but followed her anyway. Okay, well, they jumped pretty far. Okay. They jumped pretty far ahead, I think. After that, they stepped into the outer world from the side hole in the crater. Shin followed Marduk and... Oh wait, no, this is still part of it? Wait, no, this is... this is not the cut yet? Okay. Shin followed Marduk and made his way down the mountainside. He kept calling her, but he did not get a clear response. Hey, where are we? That said, Marduk suddenly stopped. The area was filled with greens, which is surprising to see around Mount Holub. This is... It does feel kind of different. But there were no structures or temples for the gods or alchemy anywhere. The air was clear as if a barrier was set. Huh? Unsure of what she was saying, Shin tilted his head. This guy, the guy doesn't know yet. he has like no idea. Really? Oh, is it something we need to keep hidden? There were contracts with higher class gods and the procedures and the rituals were kept secret. If it had to do with ancient methods, it was likely a secret. Okay, sure. Sure, ancient methods, yeah. Got it. So that's why you wanted to be alone. Method isn't ancient. No, Marduk. He does not get it at all. He doesn't know. Marduk muttered as she gestured him over with her finger.
ほら、来い。さっさと始めんぞ。俺、あんま慣れてねえから、乱暴にすんなよな。
But I don't know how to do it.
はあ？アリアやエンリとやってんじゃねえのかよ。
Wait! She knows? What the? Wait! She know? How did she know? What? How did she know? Oh my god. Arya and Henry? Shin's head was filled with question marks. Frustrated, Marduk stomped her feet around.
互いの意志を合わせないと始まんないだろ。
Unless I are being maybe more knowledge is available. No, I think our guy here is just insanely dense. What? Huh? Shin leaned far back in shock. Okay, now there's the cut. Okay. From there, Shin and Marduk returned to the crater where their friends waited. Okay. that was the cut. There's the cut. I thought the cut was like earlier. Oh shit. Waiting for the ceremony to end, Shin reported his success to the others. After merging Marduk's elements, the contract was a success. Now all that's left is to see if it'll be compatible with the Philosopher's Stone. Marduk kept a nonchalant face. She didn't seem to want the others to know the details of the ceremony, and neither did Shin, so he blurred the content as he spoke. Now Shin has some burns on it. Bro. Yeah, he has to go to the water one next. Oh, they know. She's suspecting. Yeah, she knows. There's no way.
それでシン、過信浄化はできそうなの？
Yeah. I was going to test it out now. The other one was together as master. Yeah, Kibe is the one in that scene with the master from like chapter 3 when they first met Cinderella. Heinous gods Ugarurum and Anzu were still in a coma and were left waiting near the purification furnace. They were once taken away by the Marduk College, but thanks to Arya's negotiations, they managed to get them back. Shin went over to Ugarurum and placed his hand on it. The once burning lion's body was ice cold, but once he scanned it with his Philosopher's Stone, he realized it was an artificial life form. This is... In his mind, the organizational structure of the god began to construct inside. He now knows the changes needed to be made to the heinous god. This is the power of the fire element. The information of the kin of fire came in like knowledge clusters.
シン、どうなの？
Henry chimed in while looking worried from the side. Shin lowered his hand, touching Ugarurum for a while. Yeah, I think I can do something.
本当に？
I'll make a spell using the Philosopher's Stone and create blueprints of the core and vital organs. With that, if we have all the materials, we should be able to create them.
賢者の石から出力したリソースを特定の素材と組み合わせるんだね。
Since we'll be making substitute organs, we'll need to pull off some high-level alchemy, but...
それでも過信浄化が手の届くところまで来た。
錬金するならここを使っても構わねえぜ。かまどの火も使っていいからな。
Thanks, Marduk. That'd be great.
礼を言うのはこっちの方だぜ。何しろ大事な古文を直してもらうんだからな。
Marduk smiled happily. They've gone through a lot with her, but Shin was simply pleased to be able to help her.
それじゃ、しばらくはここを拠点に素材集めかな。
Also, considering that scene that happened last time, it's almost guaranteed that this will scene exists in the future too. Oh man. I wonder how they're gonna do that in the story. Yeah, materials for the firekin should be easier to find on this mountain. And even if we slew the boss, there are still some ash demons left.
焦りは禁物なのだわ。
They all nodded in agreement. Fire origin element. Okay. I'm assuming that's a key item. Yep. No, it's S rank. I'm telling you. I'm doing S rank. Oh no. Symbol of power of the original god who holds the primordial fire amount. Increases the party's fire attribute. Okay. Cool. Do we have access to new materials? No. I guess this is... Orichalcum is new, I guess. No, we got a ruby from before? I don't remember getting the ruby, actually. But, anyway. Let's take a save here. So, no new dungeon yet. Main story. Group heads back to Mount 12 where they take advantage of 3 or 5 Marduk's familiars. Okay. Nice. This is two-way, so we can ignore the trap here. Okay, it's the first time I've seen this enemy type before. This is a fire seahorse? That was a fire seahorse, wasn't it? What the hell? Oh, that's another new enemy. What the hell? It's a golem? It's a huge ass golem. Red no. Red genomes. Why is it called genomes? What?
ここで体を休めよう。よし、この調子でいこう。
よかった。見つけたのね。ねえねえ、これっていいものかしら。
Okay. Oh man, this is one way through the traps. Okay, that's a bit annoying. You have to go through the traps to get to the gold chest.
Yosh, この調子でいこう。
よかった。見つけたのね。
よし、この調子でいこ
Okay, and then we ignore the trap, so we go around this way.
う。やった。
これは嬉しいわね。ねえねえ、これっていいものかしら。ここ何かあるよ。
Core Stone of Fire. Ooh, what is that? Oh, this is a key item. Oh, does that mean you can craft more of these? No, but it doesn't say what you can create it. I guess it's just a key item for the story.
今回も学ぶところは多かったよね。
Oh, that was it? This, it's literally just... Okay. What's the point? Do I bother saving another one time for that? Nah, I think it's fine. We can just go to the next. Yeah, from our percent. We still have another deadline to show some results right now. They kind of do, yeah. They still have to... Like, all of what they're doing now is so that they can show progress on the Heinous God purification. So, the deadline is still there. Requires the pseudo god core. What? Requires the pseudo god core. Ah. Oh, so that's what you use it for. Okay. Trump card for Heinous God purification. Core Stone of Fire. Spiritual Mercury. Silver Ore. Okay. After preparing to purify the Heinous God, Shin and the others once again got together near the purification furnace. And farm. Now we don't have a new farming map yet. In the large gap right above the crater, they built a circle to form a barrier and placed the two gods Ugarum and Anzu in the middle. Well, let's go ahead as planned.
わかったのだわ。
Looking nervous, Henry let out a gulp.
エンリちゃん、リラックスリラックス。大丈夫。私たちが力を合わせれば絶対うまくいくから。
頼んだぜ、お前ら。信じてるからな。
過信状か。ここまで長かったわ。でも。
Yeah, if we don't succeed, there'll be no end to this. Shin nodded to his friends. Alright, we'll begin the operation to purify the heinous gods. This was how the compilation of the Harmonia College's research, the attempt to purify the heinous gods, began. First, they connected the heart in the bottle that Arya made for the two gods. Then, they released the sealing spell and revived the heinous god from its sleep.
さあ、これで後戻りはできない。うまくいってよね。
Arya spoke as if she prayed and activated her device. The artificial heart inside the bottle began to pulsate as the blood from the heinous god began to circulate. What is that sound effect, bro? What kind of jank? The heart's built-in filtration system managed to remove the dust toxins from the blood. Though if the filtration was too weak, the heinous god might become active and ruin the operation. If it was too strong, the artificial heart would not be able to withstand the dust and break. The heart in the bottle underwent many improvements, but many procedures remain unknown, making them unsure if it would work.
ウガルルム、アンツ、ニシンのダスト濃度を測定。標準値の 16%、15.9%。
Alright, if it continues to decrease. After some time, something bizarre happened. The dust concentration that was decreasing started to rise. The influx of dust poured in more than the filtration system can bear.
過信が活性化してる。嘘。封印は解けていても動けるような状態じゃないはずなのに。
Did the sudden loss of dust stimulate their awakening instead? Also, Ugarurum and Anzu are ancient class as well. Compared to lower-ranking gods, the two had strong life forces. Even after turning into a heinous god, that didn't fundamentally change. I underestimated it. If I thought about the level the gods were at,
悔やむのは後よ。シン、どうするの？
Arya, Celes, please hold on to the heart and the bottle a little longer. Looks like we have to speed things up.
やるのね、シン。
Yeah, back me up, Henry. With the help of the primordial fire element, he knew the structure of the Firekin, Ugarurum, and Anzu, as if he were the apostles. Shin equipped his gauntlet and formed a small blade on the tip. Using that, he opened up Ugarurum's chest. Avoiding the many organs, he pulled out the contaminated core. This is exactly how I simulated it in my mind so far. Cutting off the contaminated core, he replaced it with the new core they made up. The vital part of the procedure would be here. But there was no guarantee the core would properly function. Of course, they formed it extra carefully and cautiously. Until they transplanted it, they did not know whether it would work or not. If the transplant operation failed, it would mean their death, and the one who would be held responsible would be Shin, who cut out their original core. They'll be fine. I should be fine, but... The structure of the Firekin are drawn out in my mind. The more I look, the more amazing it is. Not only was it full of overwhelmingly advanced techniques, but it all connected to form a god. A fabricated god. They're almost mythological, miraculous works created by the apostles of alchemy. Can someone like me really replicate this? Or the core I developed with my half-baked knowledge work properly? If I fail,
シン。
Henry quietly placed her palm on Shin's hand. She gazed into his eyes as she calmly nodded.
大丈夫。きっと成功するのだわ。それに私、これこそがアスタルテが望んだ使命だって気がしているの。少なくとも家臣を浄化した先に賢者の石を授けられた意味があるって。
Henry. The origin of Astarte was said to have fallen around the time Henry and Namtar were granted the Philosopher's Stone. If Astarte wished to be purified, Henry's theory would make sense. I guess I'll think about this later. Shin took a deep breath before he placed his hand on top of Henry's. I understand, Henry. This is only a passing point. That's why we can't just stop here right now. Shin smiled. Watching Henry step back, he once again turned to the affected area of the heinous god. Now determined, he cut the core out of the god. Droplets of black blood mixed with dust splashed onto Shin. While avoiding contamination with the Philosopher's Stone, Shin took out the core they created. What I have here is a new life, a divine crystal that I, the alchemist Shin, and the Harmonia College have made. Great gods, take in the breath of life and sweep away the filth from the dust. Shin ran the spell for the transplant as he inserted the core into the god's body. He dug his hand in deep. At that moment, he felt the searing heat against his fingers and felt the new core merging with the god's body. He let go of the core and withdrew his arm. Henry quickly sewed up the god's wound.
私はこのままマヨの形成にかかるの。シンはアンズの処置を始めて。
Got it. Henry dropped the treated god in the cocoon and filled it with holy water. The purification process was completed by placing them in a cocoon. It was protected from the dust and helped regenerate the power of the god. And then... Operation complete. He wasn't sure how long it took. Shin muttered as he stepped away from the two gods. Fully activating the Philosopher's Stone and performing the operation wore him out. Celes supported him as he wobbled.
お疲れ様。終わったのね、シン。
Yeah, I did what I could. All we have to do is wait.
うまくいったよね。元気になるよね。
Shin turned silent, for that was something he couldn't guarantee. The two gods were surrounded in the cocoon in silence. If the purification was successful, the gods should break free from the cocoon and show themselves. If not...
お前らよくやってくれたな。ウガルルムとアンズーのことは俺が見てるからゆっくり休んでてくれ。
マルちゃん。
大丈夫。俺は信じてるぜ。それにお前らは一生懸命やってくれた。だからもしダメだったとしても恨んだりしねえさ。
Marduk grinned cheerfully. Her thoughtfulness was nice, but Shin also wanted Marduk to be happy and at ease.
シン、マルダックの言葉に甘えましょう。ニシンのことは気になるけど、 あなたには休息が必要よ。
Yeah, even if we stay here, there's nothing left for us to do. Urged by Celis, Shin left the crater area. When Shin woke up, it was already quite deep in the night. He only planned to take a nap, but he must have slept a lot. Shin crawled out of the tent and searched for his friends. Henry, how are Ugururum and Anzu doing?
シンおはよう。ミシンならまだ眉の中で動きはないみたい。
I see. If their core was functioning properly, it shouldn't take too long for the gods to function. Shin was starting to get worried. Did the operation to replace the core fail? What if that caused the transplant rejection? The awakening of the heinous god was faster than expected, and I barely managed to filter out the dust. But if that happened to backlash... Negative thoughts continued to spring out. The image of the corpses of the gods inside the cocoon flashed across his mind as Shin trembled.
シン
Pulled by Enri, Shin raised his head after snapping out. He heard something from the summit. It sounded like a low growl or a high roar. A sound that made them feel unstable gradually grew louder. What is the sound? No. Voice?
シンあそこ
Enri pointed to the summit. The cries rang in their ear as a massive bird flew into their vision as it ripped through the black cloud of dust. That's... It was the god Anzu who was wrapped in the cocoon by the crater. But it wasn't the heinous god contaminated by the dust. It was the first time Shin witnessed Anzu while it was flapping its divine wings. At the rim of the crater, there was the lion god Ugarurum. Its front paws were rested on a rock as it let out a powerful roar. Oh! Shin unconsciously let out a cry himself. He raised both his hands and cheered while waving to the two gods. We did it! We finally did it! We managed to purify the heinous gods.
シン
Everyone said it was just fancy and it was impossible, but we finally got this far. Tears rolled down his cheeks as Shin wiped his watery eyes. Beside him were Arya, Celis, and Namtar.
シン、何を泣く？嫌なことあったか？
違うよナムタルちゃん。これはね嬉しいんだ。私たちずっと目標にしていたことを成し遂げられたから。
They request captive ones from beyond to cure them. Oh, that's gonna be a bit trickier, I think. we'll see what happens. But I don't think Johan's gonna let go of them that easily.
ええ、まだこれは最初の一歩に過ぎない。多くの送信が酷化している今、私たちの道は長く険しいわ。それでもこれは大いなる一歩なの。
Arya and Celis' faces were also wet from their tears. Arya hugged Shin, and for once he hugged her back.
ずるいわアリア。シン、私も。
みんなくっつく？なら、ナムタルも。苦しい。
Wait, if you guys all come at once, I can't support. Well, they have an old dust core. Maybe it'll count as a payment. No, because I don't think... I'm not sure if Johan is using the core itself, because he uses the cancer cells, right? He basically induces a cancer on the eclipsed gods, and then it's the cancer cells that he uses as the core for the dolls. I'm not sure if the god's core itself would work, but maybe. Shin lost his balance. Slipping on the ground, he nearly rolled off the hillside. Oh, what the... Yes, but he wanted Namtar for the core. No, he wanted Namtar for the Philosopher's Stone. Right? He wanted Namtar and Shin for the Philosopher's Stone.
ったく、何やってんだよお前ら。
Right before the plunge, Marduk saved Shin. Staring at them blankly, she grabbed hold of his wrist and pulled him up the side. You saved me, Marduk.
礼を言うのはこっちのはずだったのに。しょうがねえな。
Marduk grinned as she pointed to the two gods at the summit.
見ての通りだ。ウガルルムとアンズーは息を吹き返した。お前らのおかげで送信の力を取り戻すことができたぜ。
Oh yeah, actually, I'm not sure if he knows that Namtar also has a Philosopher's Stone. Oh, I'm not gonna go back to that scene to try and figure out like if he figured out that Namtar also has a stone, but like, yeah, he wants both of them, right? So we'll see. We'll see how they deal with Johan in the future, but at least they have some progress over here with their main project already. So they're gonna have to go around to all of the origins now.
あいつらがいればダストとの戦いも楽になる。これからは俺がお前らを助ける番だな。契約送信として力になってやるぜ。まるちゃん、これからもよろしくね。
Marduk raised her hand. Noticing her intentions, Shin and the others took turns to give her a high five.
そうだ、お前にこれ渡しとくぜ。
This is a crest? Marduk offered the small crystal core. Shin carefully stared at the crystal that emitted the warmth of the fire element.
それがあれば今までより俺と話がしやすくなる。まあ契約の証みたいなもんだから持っといてくれ。
Oh, wait, you get the crest of Marduk herself? Oh shit. Got it, thanks. After showing his gratitude, Shin placed it into his pocket.
5行のオリジンのエレメントを集めて全部の過信を浄化する。お前らなら本当にできっかもしれねえな。
Wait, 5? We've met 4, right? We've met... So Marduk is fire, Apsu is water, Kibe is earth, Tiamat is wind. Who's the 5th, bro? What? Yo! Ain't no way. Hold on. Kibe, Apsu. Apsu, Kibe, Tiamat, Marduk. Shamash is... Crap, I forget who Shamash is. No, Astarte is... Actually, how are they gonna get to Astarte? Because Astarte is not here, right? Like, she's in Or. Or Astarte is in Or, I think. I don't know. Yeah, we plan on doing so. Once we collect all the gods' powers, we should be able to go against Or too. Apsu of water... Oh yeah, Shamash. Okay, Shamash of the sun. They didn't meet Shamash yet, right? Apsu of water, Tiamat of wind, Kibi of earth, Shamash of the sun. Yeah, we haven't met Shamash, I think. If I'm remembering correctly, we haven't like met her at all. There were so many origins he still had to form contracts and obtain the elements, but now Shin had a new goal and was motivated to achieve it.
強いエレメント集める。賢者の石完成させる。
Right, you should be able to. Shin struck his arm out. The members of the Harmonia College formed a circle as they bumped their fists together.
期待してるぜ、錬金術師。俺たちの創造主。開祖さえできなかったダストの駆逐をお前らならやり遂げるってな。
Motivated just by the goal. One of their goals, the heinous god purification, was completed. But that also meant it was the start of a new battle for the Harmonia College. The beacons from Mount Holub burning the dust seemed like a blessing for their upcoming endeavors. Upon returning from Mount Holub, Shin and the others instantly began writing their reports about the heinous god purification. The results the Harmonia College presented not only shocked Chancellor Faust and Professor Johann, but the entire academy itself. A few days after the announcement, Shin and Arya were walking around the academy. As they passed other scholars, they felt stares they've never felt before.
なんかチラチラ見られてるね。
Well, that's how strong the impact of the purification was. Considering this time it was not a theory, as an example of success, they provided the data for Ugarurum and Anzu. It was a revolutionary event for the studies of the gods. They were thought to be sacred due to the divinity of the apostles. Trying to quit his personal experiences. No! No! Excuse me. You guys are from the Harmonia College, right? Mind if I discuss the heinous god purification with you?
はい、喜んで。
Stopped by an elderly alchemist. Arya replied with a smile. Whoa, the Harmonia College? Wow, I've heard rumors, but they're almost as old as us. My name is Winkus. Winkus? Would you let me join the Harmonia College? Hey, back off. I was the one who was eyeing the Harmonia College before you. What? Hey, is it true that Martok's avatar was alive and you guys formed a contract with her? Please. As the others found out they were from the Harmonia College, a crowd instantly formed around them. The two were unable to move, being bombarded with questions about details of their research and included those who wanted to become disciples of the college.
ちょっと待って。私臨時で代表を引き受けているだけで、まだ弟子を取ったりとかは。
Can you please answer my question real quick? Or do you plan to keep the contents of your studies in secrecy? No, we don't plan on doing that. Can everyone please calm down? This is the first time experiencing something like this since his arrival at the academy. He tried to handle each one, but their intensity was overwhelming. That was when? It suddenly got quiet in the area. The crowd surrounding Shin suddenly split as a group of people began approaching them. Oh
ご
shit!
きげんよう、ハルモニア派の皆さん。ずいぶん調子に乗っておられるようですわね。
Maltina? Professor Johann, too. The ones who appeared as Johann, Maltina, and alchemists from the Marda College. Within them were Friend and the other disciples. Of course.
マルドック派の皆さんがお揃いで何の用ですか？
そう構えないでくれたまえ、アリア君。君たちの報告書は読ませてもらった。実に素晴らしいものだ。家臣浄化を本当に成し遂げるとは称賛に値する。
Man, I never know what this guy's thinking, bro.
おめでとうございます、シンさん、アリアさん。
Like, sometimes he's sus, sometimes he's like not, bro. Like, what the hell?
どうも。
Expecting a sarcastic remark or two, Arya was caught a bit off guard.
これで君たちは自らの学説の正しさを証明した。人と送信の調和を謳うハルモニア派もしばらくは安泰だろう。
It could also be just that, like, he states things as it is in like the most straightforward way, so that's why sometimes it tends to be like sarcastic and shit. For just a radical person, yeah, like he just knows what needs to be done, and it's just like the way he says it is just like really mean. Professor Johann, do you approve of our research then?
事実として家臣浄化はなった。それを否定するわけにもいくまいさ。
まあまぐれでしょうけど、そう何度も浄化が成功するとは思えませんもの。
What is your problem? Like, what?
確かにその心配はある。発表した論文を読ませてもらったが、家臣浄化はオリジンとの接触や契約を前提とし、高度な錬成が必要なオペレーションだ。その数をこなすのは並大抵のことではあるまい。君たちにその対策はあるのかね？
Yeah, like Maltina really is like the one who makes the snide comments, like for the sake of making snide comments. But Johann, like, it's just the way he says it. Like, it's just the way that he says things is like, it hits you in that way. But he kind of like knows what has to be done, right? Like he just gets things done. That's it. So I can see the Revian Biosh. Well,
オブリビオンはこれからも続き、家臣は増えていく。その一部を浄化できたところで、所詮いたちごっこではないか。
Shin struggled to let out a reply. Professor Johann pointed out that Shin's idea of just collecting elements to turn things around was too optimistic. As he turned around, the gallery around them began showing eyes of suspicion toward them. Professor Johann does have a point. Even if the success of the purification is wonderful, the Harmonia College remains idealistic. I wonder if the Marta College has more future plans set.
ギャラリーの皆さんはよくわかっているようですわね。ダストの脅威に対抗するのは純粋な力。ドールこそがソシエの矛であり盾となるのですわ。
姉さん。
Ren tried to calm Maltina, acting provocatively as ever. Before they realized it, more bystanders increased as the stare-down between the Harmonia College and Marduk College became a highlight. Okay, another localization miss.
校内であまり大きな騒ぎを起こしたくはない。論戦はいずれ改めてということにしておこうか。
Professor Johann, even if you may find our actions to be pointless, we do not plan on stopping. That was how we managed to accomplish the Igneous God purification.
では、今しばらく君たちの頑張りに期待させてもらおうか。
For a moment, Professor Johann flashed a fierce expression, but he quickly returned to his calm self as he gestured his disciples to leave.
失礼します。ヘンリによろしく伝えてください。
私たちも負けていませんわよ。セレスさんにもそう言っておきなさい。
Yeah, let's both work hard. The Marduk College left. The gallery surrounding them began to stray away as silence returned to the area.
私たちも行こっか。シェン。
We'd better pay a visit to Miss Sonia too. In Miss Sonia's hospital room, her soft voice was heard. Placing chairs next to her bed, Enri and Namtar were listening to her speaking. Miss Sonia was reading a children's story out loud.
こうして女の子は大切な友達を悪い魔女から守ることができました。二人は魔女の家を抜け出してふるさとの村に戻ったのです。そして二人はいつまでも仲良く暮らしましたとさ。めでたしめでたし。
Miss Sonia concluded the story as she closed the book. She let out a sigh as she leaned back on the bed.
勇気出して友達守る。女の子よくやった。な、エンリ。
そうね。まあめでたしめでたしでよかったのだわ。
エンリはあまり嬉しそうじゃないな。
だって私には子供っぽすぎるもの。
は？
As Enri shrugged, Namtar tilted her head in confusion, though she quickly let that slide and thanked Sonia.
ありがとう、ソニア。面白かった。どういたしまして。楽しんでもらえてよかったです。
I'm sorry for making you take care of Namtar. Just as the story finished, Chin timed himself to enter. Miss Sonia probably noticed Chin and Arya's arrival earlier on. She turned to them with a natural smile.
いえ、私も楽しませてもらいましたから。それでどうでしたか？家臣浄化の反響は？
そりゃあもうすごいですよ。みんな興味津々って感じです。
I received official papers from the administration. They approved the achievements of the Harmonia College and certified us to continue managing the tower.
よかったですね。さすがはハルモニア派です。
Sonia didn't seem too worried from the start. She appeared relaxed like always.
でも、それにしては少し元気がないですね、二人とも。
Huh?
そんなことは。
大方、マルドゥック派のことでしょ。ヨハン教授に何か言われたんじゃないですか？
How did you know? To their surprise, Shin and Arya turned to each other.
家臣浄化が成功して
ハルモニア派の存続も決まったのに、お二人が浮かない顔をする理由なんてそれほどないですよ。それにそろそろヨハン教授がちょっかいをかけてくる頃だと思っていました。
Wow, Miss Sonia, you saw right through everything. Seeing how there was no point in hiding anything, Shin spoke of the incident earlier.
なるほど。牽制をかけてきたというところですか。
Contain us?
もともと私たちとマルドゥック派は思想の違う学派です。お互いにライバルであり、ともすれば敵という意識を持っていました。
そうですね。マルチダさんなんかライバル心を隠そうともしていませんし。
話がわかるのはフレンくらいなのだわ。
There was the early memory. Bro. Arya and Henry both nodded to Miss Sonia's words.
そして今回、ハルモニア派は家臣浄化という偉業を成し遂げました。それはマルドゥック派にとって絶対に無視できないことなんです。
What do you mean? They can't ignore.
わかりませんか？家臣浄化とは、家臣を送信にすること。言い換えれば、家臣ではなくすることです。一方、機密ではありますが、マルドゥック派がドールの動力源にしているのが何なのか、シン君は知っていますね。
Oh. Shin shouted, realizing what Miss Sonia was trying to hint out. I see. The Marta College uses the heinous gods as fuel for the dolls, which means...
私たちが家臣を浄化することは、ヨハン教授にとっては都合が悪いのね。
Previously, they snuck into the secret factory operated by the Marta College. What they saw were heinous gods sealed in tanks and turned into tools that produced dust crystals that power the dolls.
こう言ってしまうと情けないですけど、これまで私たちはヨハン教授から脅威とは思われていませんでした。でも、今はもう違います。ヨハン教授はハルモニア派を明確な障害と認識しているはずです。
I see what you mean. Professor Johan's expression from earlier flashed in Shin's mind. His sharp glare seemed to have hostility.
気をつけてください。ハルモニア派が家臣浄化を続けるなら、どんな妨害が来るかわかりません。私も早く復帰して、皆さんのお力になれればいいんですが。
No need to hurry, Miss Sonia. Don't worry about us. Even if they hinder us, we won't lose so easily.
シンの言う通り、ハルモニア派は名実ともに事務局公認。家臣浄化だって支持されてるんですからね。
ソニアはゆっくり体を治せばいいのだわ。留守は私たちに任せて。
元気出せ、ソニア。ナモタルも頑張れ。ありがとう、みんな。もちろん信じています。ナムタルさんもね。
Miss Sonia patted Namtar's hair, smiling sweetly. Feeling good, Namtar's eyes drooped. Let's keep an eye on how the Marta College moves, but for the time being, let's prioritize our own research.
そうだね。久しぶりに講義に出てもいいし、素材集めや錬金や訓練なんかを地道にやっていこう。その上で、ダストや家臣の情報が手に入ったら、みんなで出動するってことで。
Like a leader, Arya set their upcoming direction. Without any opposition, Shin nodded to her words.
シン、次のエレメント、取りに行かないのか。
We will do so eventually, but we need to prepare first. There's the thing with the destroyers too, and I don't want to stay away from the academy for too long.
破壊者。敵か。敵。戦う。
Namtar?
友達守る力。今のナモタルには。悪い魔女出たら戦わないと。なのに。
心配いらないの。いざって時は私がいるの。私だってやるときはやるのだわ。
Henry placed her hand on Namtar's shoulder and smiled. Even so, Namtar's expression remained glum. Her calm profile left a lasting impression on Shin. Oh, there we go, finally. Okay. Crest of Ugururum, Crest of Anzu. Okay. So we don't get the Crest of Marduk. Cool. Let's put Namtar in. And let's see. We don't. Okay, so still no new dungeon, so no farming still. Did I already save? Yeah, I already saved. I guess I should probably rearrange the crests that we have. No, actually, let me check Namtar's equipment too. Where's Halberd of Ash? Is D+. Okay, I can at least upgrade her to Scythe of Ash. Okay, what is everyone else using actually? Hold on. Okay, in Shin's case, he's using the C+. Or no, he's using C. Henry's using C. Fellas is using C. Arya's using C. Okay. Scythe of Ash. And then I can technically make the C+. I don't think there are any equipment that's like C++. Although there is an E++ here. So but yeah, this is just normal C+. That's a trigger word for you? Man. Actually, is there any... So we can technically make Namtar's beep weapon, Trident of Ash. We can also make Sonya's, Enri's, Celes, Arya's, and Shin's are unavailable. So I think, yeah, I think I'll just still hold until we can upgrade everyone else's. It also seems like very pointless to go for the C+ version rather than going directly to the B. What is that reverse? Is that true? Is that true? What the heck? I don't... That's... Huh. That's interesting. What the hell? What was I gonna do? Right, we were gonna reset our crests. uh... So all of Shin stuff is single targets, and then it's either physical or light. For Enri, she has earth. They're all ranged attacks as well, mostly. Earth, physical, light, and then healing. Celis has light, physical, defense. And then Arya has wind and healing. And then Arya's are only like actual magic damage, seems like. No one else has magic damage. And then for Namtar, she has dark. Okay. Dark, physical, defense, and dark. So for the crests... no. I'm sorry, I think it's almost... There's no way to need to learn it better. It's as long as, you know, the user training was already part of it. You can do quite good with C++. Ah. Okay, so what does Ugra Room give? Fire element boosts combustion resistance. Damage level 5 fire attacks. Anzu gives flying property. Has properties that gain evasion against melee attacks for a fixed number of rounds. Cannot be removed. Oh. Ooh, wait, we can give Anzu to Arya. And then Namu has water element boost. Increased damage dealt by water element attacks. I don't have anyone who does water damage at all, so that's not gonna work. Rahab, light element boost. Increase light damage. And then probably increased damage to water types. So the one who has like the most light attack in the team I guess we just give it to Celis? It's either Celis or Shin actually for Rahab. And then fire element boost again. Water element boosts. Defense property. Has defense property cut damage. First number cannot be removed. Okay, this one works on... I guess we can give this on anyone, really. Probably for the two healers. Was unanimously begrudged. HP absorption. Properties recover HP depending on the attack. Ooh. Okay, we definitely want this on either Shin or... Probably Shin, actually. Shin has, like, all attacks. Whereas the others have, like, non-attack moves. I guess it could also work for Namtar. Ah! Okay, I did not mean to really set. Yeah, we can give this to Namtar. And then Fortune, Insight Properties. Has Insight Attack Properties. Bonus for accuracy and critical power. Who has like low accuracy moves even? He was Kanjiro's path and Sirika. The other things that instinct is there's no other option but to use it. Do you think that's a correct comparison, Steel? I'm not sure if that's... I'm not sure that's how they compare. That might not be the right comparison, I think. Actually, do we have anyone who has like a low accuracy move? Okay, Namtar has like a crit thing, so maybe we give her this one. In terms of how much time he needs to learn, it may be accurate. Debilitation resistance, resistance to enfeebling attacks, dark and sleep. Probably on these three for this one. Permanent boost, kill mutant properties, designs the mutant types. Very specific. Healing power, Omega Edge end of the round to cut damage. I have so many of these. I should probably just give this to everyone, but magic boost again for his resistance. Does this stack actually? I'm not sure if this stacks, but like there's magic boost 10 on that one. Yeah, I guess I don't have to anymore. Wind element boosts. Oh, that would have been good on Arya, but oh well. Light element boosts paralysis resistance. Light element boost 15. Does this stack? I wonder, does that mean that he gets like 25 light element boost? We'll see. A normal attack property. Centering the normal status attacks. The only other one who has abnormal status effects would be Henry, I think. Defense decrease, paralysis. So I guess we give this to Henry. And then critical hits again. Wait. Give this to Namtar. Initiative shortens skill recast time. Probably sell us for this one. Increase recovery property. Ooh, actually, hold on. No. Arya and Renri are full. Crap. MP recoveries. I should probably have this on my healers, actually. Fuck. Wait. What can I drop for this? I guess I don't need healing property that much. Go for MP recovery instead. Because their healing skills target the whole team anyway. They're not single target anymore, so it's probably fine. Then for Shin, this one makes sense on Shin, I think, because Shin has like the most HP, right? I think he has the most HP. 359. Oh, Celis and Namtar have more HP than Shin. What the fuck? Wait. What the fuck? Okay. Well. Goes to Celis then. And Namtar. Yeah, screw it. We'll give it to Shin too. Why not? Ranged property. Everyone's already full, apart from Shin. Oh, actually, all abnormal status resistance on Shin would work because Shin has an ability that clears status effects from everyone else. Yeah, okay, that works. Cool. Okay, we rearrange the crests. Let me save here. I guess I should just save over this, no? It's probably fine. Story. That morning, Shin woke up late. The formula he was making took time and he got into bed after midnight. Therefore, he was still spacing out even at the time he would normally be prepared to leave. But that serene time of bliss came to a sudden end. What? Huh? To the sudden shock beside him, Shin leapt awake. From the shock, he stumbled off the bed. Ow! What the heck was that voice? That voice, is that you, Marduk? Peering over, he realized the crest on his desk was lit up. It was something he received from Marduk last time. As he approached it and held it, Marduk's face appeared. Ah, yeah, we're doing well. I'm surprised. I didn't know we can communicate like this. She said it's for easier communication, bro. What do you mean you don't know? Primordial element. So even if you have a contract with Arya, you can't do this, huh? True. Being able to communicate and borrow the power of an origin who is remote. Having that advantage is massive for an alchemist. So now his exes will be able to call him anytime? Bro! So what brings you here today? Did something happen? Any information you heard?
エンシェント級の送信の情報だぜ。人間嫌いで山奥に隠れ住んでるんだが、お前らになら心を開くかもって思ってな。
What kind of god is she?
アルルっつってな。粘土からいろんなものを生み出せる手先の器用なやつなんだよ。属性としては火じゃなくて土寄りなんだけど、俺というより先代のマルドックとは付き合いがあってな。
I wonder if it has to do with baking the clay. Shin added a rough thought to Marduk's explanation in his mind.
こいつが変わり者で 自分の領域で工芸ばっかしてるやつなんだけど。でも俺、思うんだ。本当は人間の中でこそ、アルルの技能は生きるんじゃないかってさ。
So you want me to form a contract?
ま、そういうことだ。向こうは嫌がるだろうし、成し通してるわけじゃねえから、簡単にはいかねえだろうけどな。おせっかいかもしれねえけど、お前らなら、アルルとうまく付き合えると思うんだ。だから。
Marduk trailed off. Beyond the crystal, she hesitantly peered at Shin. Inspecting his expression, he certainly felt her worrying for a fellow god despite being a different type. I got it. I'll talk to everyone.
本当か?
Yeah, if she's a god that's good at creating things, we'd love to form a contract. To purify heinous gods, many things such as cores of gods and vital organs had to be created. In order to do so, high levels of alchemy skills were required. As Marduk said, the god Aru may be very helpful.
じゃあ、アルルの居場所を教えてやる。頼んだぜ、シン。
Thanks for the information, Marduk. After hearing the whereabouts of Aru, he thanked Marduk and cut off the connection. Soon after, Shin showed up at the workshop and shared Marduk's information with his friends.
送信アルルか。確かに興味あるね。マルちゃんの紹介だったら無視するわけにもいかないし。
Yeah, so I want to go visit when the time is right. Since she apparently hates humans, I'm not sure if she'll be willing to form a contract though.
だからこそマルドックも気にかけていたのでしょ。いいのではないかしら。行ってみる価値はあると思うわ。
契約、友達か?
Oh, my mouse died. Okay. Let me just plug my mouse. My mouse has been running out of battery faster recently. I don't know if it's like... I don't know if there's like a way to change the battery or like that's just how it's gonna be at some point. Or maybe it's just because like there are times when I just leave it plugged in when it's already full. Maybe that I'm not supposed to do that. The difference between C++ and around line lines and white machine gun lines. Expecting lines, right? Is the battery replaceable? I have no idea. I have no clue at all. I can't even see where the battery is. I'm guessing it's using one of those disc type batteries on the chip somewhere, but I can't see it from here. I think I'd have to like open it if I want to replace it. But like if the battery breaks at some point, then it's not that big of a deal because I'm typically using it for my desktop anyway. So I just keep it plugged in. No, this is probably why like I keep it plugged in after or when I have to charge it. So like if it just becomes a wired mouse, eventually it's like not a problem, I guess.
そうだね。また友達が増えるかも。
With a smile, Arya pets Namtar's hair.
じゃあ準備を整えてからマルちゃんに教えてもらった場所に出発するってことでいいかな。
異論はないのだわ。
生たらも一緒か。
Of course, we won't leave you behind, Namtar.
でも
Hmm? She was about to say something but suddenly dropped silent. Shin tilted his head, wondering why she was acting abnormal.
シン、ちょっといい？
Henry? Henry casually gestured him over. While he was wondering about Namtar, Shin headed towards her. Yeah, I think the number of use cases for like needing that much processing speed is like very small, right? Like there's not that many things that actually require that kind of speed, I think.
.ちょっと前からナムタル、何か悩んでるみたいなの。シン、何か知ってる？
No, I don't have any clue. Come to think of it, she was acting a little strange. He thought she was just unable to adapt to the change in the environment still, but...
シンはあの子のマスターなのだから、ちゃんと見てあげないとダメよ。
Yeah, sorry. I'll be more careful. Perhaps he was optimistic since she was able to blend in quickly with the Harmonia College, but Namtar is an Ash Demon partner. Jin turned his gaze toward Namtar. She stood at the same spot and she stared at her hands carefully. It was already night. After Shin took care of his pet insects, he stared at his insect cage as he spent time relaxing before going to bed. It's just no one has time to improve things if they are already good enough. The visitor arrived when he thought about turning off the light. Hmm? He heard something from his window. He thought it was just his imagination, but an odd sound that didn't sound like the wind continued. What the? Finding it strange, Shin approached his window and decided to take a look outside. That was when he noticed a strange creature plastered against his entire window. What the f... Huh? But then, yeah, hold the games at 40 FPS at 5090 and all new. Freaking optimization nightmares. Finally calming himself down, Shin let out a sigh of relief. Past his vision was Namtar sitting by the bedside. The one plastered against the window was her.
驚かせた。すまん、シン。
Why did she go in the window? Why was she sticking to the window? What the fuck? That's fine, but what brings you all the way here? Because of Namtar's uniqueness, she was under the supervision of a high-ranking alchemist in the academy. Therefore, she was usually with Arya, who had a teacher's permit, and they were supposed to be living together in the same dorm. So since she slipped out of Arya's room and came to Shin's room, was actually a pretty bad situation.
シンに頼みあった。
Favor? If it's something I can do, then sure.
シンにしかできない。
Is there a heart on the scene? No, there was no heart on the scene. If I remember correctly, there was no heart on the scene. Nanta raised her head. Her eyes were filled with determination as Shin's heart was struck for a moment.
ナムタルと契約してほしい。
They already have a contract. What? Contract? But we did that already.
違う。 それとは別にマルトックとしたみたいなの。
What the? What? No, bro. How did these people get the news so quickly? Like they figured it out. Like, bro, that was so fast. Well, to be fair, like Arya figured it out like with just one look, but how did Namtar know? What the fuck? Unsure of what she was trying to imply, Shin furrowed his brows. That was when she panicked and added more words.
ナムタル、今は真の賢者の意志から力を借りて動く。だけど真がいないと動けない。でもそれ、戦うには足りない。ナムタルが戦うには、ダストの力、いる。でもダスト吸うと、シンとか、友達、傷つけてしまうかもしれないから。
Namtar. Shin understood a little as to why she was acting rather strange lately. Namtar was worried. She was concerned about her fate as an ash demon who could only fight by feeding on dust and awakening her ash demon instincts. Don't worry, I'll protect you, Namtar. If you're affected by your instincts as an ash demon, we are connected by the Philosopher's Stone.
それダメ。ナムタル、戦えないまま、みんな助けられない。
That's...
ナムタル、エレメント集める。今までずっとそれだけだった。でも、今は違う。友達、いる。だから。
It has an alarm? What the fuck? What? Excuse me. Are you serious? Why the fuck does it have an alarm? What the hell? Bro. You want power to protect your friends? Namtar nodded to Shin's inquiry. Protect her friends. That's her own will without a doubt. It wasn't a mission given to her by her creator, but her own desires. Namtar was expressing her own feelings. This was no different than a normal person. I wish I can grant her wish, but...
契約、ダメか。汚れ、くれないか。
she even calls it... Oh, she knows, bro. What the fuck? Corruption?
マルドックとはエレメント交換してた。それと同じこと、ナムタルも。そうすれば、今より強くなれるはず。
He finally understood Namtar's point, or perhaps Shin unconsciously didn't want to think about that option. It's built in the card and generates 10k frames per second. The beast to tell you it's doing too much. What the f... Okay, first of all, why the fuck do you need something to run on like 10,000 frames? Jesus Christ, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, you'd be bottlenecked by the monitor itself, so why would you have something running to 10,000 frames? Like, most monitors, I think most commercial monitors nowadays only go up to like 4,000, right? Yeah, it's unoptimized games. And first of all, like, why the fuck would you spend your money on a game that's clearly not working properly if it's forcing your device to run on like 10,000 fucking frames, dude? Like that. It's so, bro. Like even my monitor right now, the monitor I'm using right now, is just only goes up to like 60 FPS. So there's like no reason for me to go for like an advanced or like a modern GPU even. And it's like, I don't even know when I'm gonna be able to get like 144 hertz on like 144 hertz monitor in the future. Like, God knows when the fuck that's gonna happen. Also, like, my second monitor is like my old monitor, and that one has like, this one has like 50, I'm not sure if this is, no, this is probably like 60 also, I think. I think it is. It's like Zaro eats all the FPS. I know, right? Corruption raised physical potential. That was the power from Shin's Philosopher's Stone. It was applied to Henry and cells and worked on them. Most likely it can also be done for Namtar too, since she was an ash demon. The corruption should be more compatible with standard people. But for Shin to give power using the corruption came with a condition. Namtar, I'm sorry, but I can't share the corruption with you that easily. It requires a special way of doing it, so...
知ってる。マルドックとしてた。
You saw us that time?
見た。ナモタルには経験ないけど、頑張る。だから。
Oh my god, she actually just says it, bro. Like literally everyone else was like skirting around the word. Namtar just fucking says it, bro. What the fuck? Oh my god, no. Namtar gazed up at him. Shin couldn't help but think her shy look was endearing. Oh no, bro. No, bro.
頼む、シン。契約、もっと深く、ナモタルに力を分けて。
No, bro. No. But
やっぱりダメか。ナモタルがカイマだから、力、あげられないか
that's not true. Shin reflexively raised his head. He didn't think about segregating her since she was an ash demon. What was making Shin struggle was more about Anna. But I guess that's my selfish reasoning too. Shin scoffed at himself in his mind. Namtar's feelings were straightforward. Compared to her who wished to protect Shin and his friends, he was more remiss. Fine? Fine? What do you mean fine, bro? What the... After a long internal struggle, Shin squeezed his words out. What does that mean? How do you pronounce that? Wait. I'm not gonna. I'll check it later, I guess. Yeah. I do think in order for you to protect yourself, it is better if you have the corruption too.
おう。なら、早速始めるか、シン。
Namtar's eyes sparkled. Seeing her determined, Shin made up his mind. Bro. The next morning, Shin and the others went to the forest near the workshop to test Namtar's powers with Arya's supervision. Oh, wait, so he told them? He just told them, bro? Oh, man. This really is like... You're doing the mental gymnastics to justify the freaking... Oh, man. This is the mental gymnastics I was talking about before, man. Like, bro. With the corruption, Shin and Namtar established a stronger connection. If his theory was correct, her ash demon fighting skills should have been enhanced.
武器、作る。
Namtar focused her thoughts. A dim outline formed in her hands, and in a matter of seconds, a black spear that was taller than her appeared. I think this is supposed to be appeared. Ooh.
できた。
Namtar placed a smile. Perhaps she was unconfident until she tried. She looked at ease.
あれはダストでできているの？
No, Namtar no longer needs to hold much dust. She only needs enough to maintain her body. The spear sources power from the Philosopher's Stone.
使い方としては、真の応用なのね。
Namtar swung her black spear around in front of them. It appeared to be lighter than it looked. Even with her slender physique, she seemed to be handling it well.
それにしても真も隅に置けないっていうか。
They know, man. They know. What?
とぼけても無駄なの。
In short, Juten do laws against all the reasons that when this content was shown in any of the seasons kind of protect from it. What? What the hell? That's... Man... Dude... Weird shit's happening in the world, man. Like, what?
まったく、私というものがいながら、ねえ。
But that's what Namtar wanted, so... Glared by the two glared at by the two women, Shin starts the friend. Namtar, I'm glad you can use your power properly now.
真のおかげだ。これでナモタル戦える。みんな守ることもできる。
If anyone sends some gauge, they all respond like that. That is weird, man. See, even Namtar says that herself. Namtar appeared to be pleased as Shin tried to seek forgiveness from the girls, though both Arya and Enri continued to send judging stares at him. But then...
少し小手調べしてみようかしら。
Zealous? Zealous stepped up in front of Namtar. She suddenly appeared equipped with her ether gear. Zealous quickly formed her rapier and pointed the blade toward Namtar.
どう？腕比べしてみない？
戦うのか？危ないよ、セレス。
軽く手合わせしてみるだけよ。本気で戦ったりしないわ。でもお互いどれほどのものかは分かっていた方がいいでしょ。
そうかもしれないけど。
ナムタルもそれで構わない？
While Arya appeared worried, Zealous asks for Namtar's consent. Suddenly questioned, Namtar appeared over to Shin with a look of confusion.
シン。
Go spend some time with Zealous, but don't fight seriously, okay? Both of you have to stop right before.
わかった。本気では戦わない。
シン、いいの？
It'll be fine. Namtar understands, so we just have to keep an eye on them.
シンがそう言うなら。
Arya seems skeptical, but turns to face the two who are ready to fight. Both Zealous and her with her rapier and Namtar with their black spears were ready to move any moment.
いい踏み込みね。けど
As Namtar struck with unbelievable speed, Zealous managed to quickly dodge it. She lunged toward Namtar and flashed her rapier.
今のを防がれるなんて。
セレス、なかなかやるな。
そちらこそ間合いを詰めればどうにかなると思ったのは甘かったみたいね。
Namtar wasn't fixated with the reach of her spear. Instead, she takes advantage of their stance and takes quick action. That was not just her beastly instincts and reflexes. She has skills with flexible movements. Anna didn't have any knowledge of combat. Was that implanted in her through Astarte? Or something she obtained after becoming an Ash Demon? I was almost going to try to learn Recurring. That would piss me off too much though. They use Cyrillic too, right? I'm assuming it's also Cyrillic. Under the sunlight peeking through the trees, Zealous and Namtar crossed each other many times. Their skills were practically even, and since this was a mock spar, there seemed to be no end.
ここまでにしておきましょう。
Zealous lowered her sword first. She returned the blade of her rapier into her ether gear as she wiped her sweat from her forehead. Namtar followed as she erased the black spears in her hands.
大したものね。その槍、エーテルギアもなしに実体化するのもすごいけれど、自分の体の一部みたいに使いこなすなんて。
武器、いろいろ考えた。でもこれが一番強い。
そうなのね。名前はあるの？
Basically same.
名前？特にない。 武器だ。
でもお気に入りの形なのでしょ。名とか技名があった方が戦いの時気合が入りやすいと思うわ。
急に言われても思いつかない。
私でよければ名付けるわよ。
いいのか？頼む。
そうね、元はダストのより。でもそれだと通りが悪いから。
Salas raised her hand and clapped.
そうだわ、アッシュクラフトというのはどうかしら。ナムタルが槍を形成する能力のことよ。
She's thinking of a freaking incantation. She doesn't even need it, though. Bro.
アッシュクラフト？
ええ、そしてその槍はツインハルバード。アッシュクラフトツインハルバードよ。
Why is she teaching her to name the thing when she doesn't even need an incantation for it, man? You'll be able to understand the 30% words if you know only Russian as is.
お、なんかいいな。
Nantar seemed to favor the name and struck a pose with the black spears once again.
アッシュクラフトツインハルバード。
かっこいいわ、ナムタル。子供の頃の騎士ごっこを思い出すわね。
セレスったらでも意外といいコンビになりそうなの。
Yeah. Either way, Nantar's strength will come in handy. She would be helpful when they go on a journey to investigate various places. For now, the focus was on forming a contract with Aruru as Marduk requested. Shin contemplated. Salas and Nantar continued to play with each other. But that was it? That was it? Are you serious? Okay. Side story. Shin wants to awaken Anna's memories in Namtar. He begins searching for a way to do so. After having that scene, you want to wake her up now? Bro, are you serious? Bro? Oh my god, bro. Surprisingly, Henry was headed to the workshop. Lately, Namtar, who was glued to her hip, was watching beside her. I was a native Indian guy in English, would be very hard at first.
エンリ、何作ってる？
ぼたもちよ。もち米にこうやって薄く伸ばした小豆をくるむの。
Red bean rice cakes? Oh, from that time at the herbal garden. Curious, Shin turned his attention toward them. Henry nodded to his words.
そうなの。前にあそこのジューマからお土産でもらってから自分でできないかいろいろ試してたの。
It was like seeing ice. Right, because historically Alaska was part of the Russian America company, right? And then the U.S. bought the company from Russia. That's how they got Alaska. You did like it a lot. Henry quickly moved as she placed the freshly made rice cakes on the plate. They all looked the same as the ones they received previously.
それ、ナムタルもやっていいか？
ナムタルも構わないのだわ。まずもち米を丸めて。
こうか。
Namtar rolled the rice into a ball like she was told.
上手なの。じゃあ次はあんを手のひらの上で平らにするのよ。
簡単だ。
それじゃあさっき丸めたお米をあんでくるんで。
I think this is the other way around. No?
これで完成だな。
Squeezing the completed product, Namtar smiled happily. It became a little wonky toward the end, but it did look like a red bean rice cake.
シン、見ろ。ナムタルが作った。
Namtar offered them the rice cake. At that moment, Shin recalled an old memory in his mind. Anna. Right, something like this happened before. Last time she was making mud balls though. He recalled the crunchy texture of the dirt. That time he had no choice but to eat it and spit it out later. What? Bro. Are you serious?
どうしたシン？食わないか？
Oh, yeah, thanks. Shin took the red bean rice cake from Namtar and took a bite. This is good.
そうか。ナモタルが作ったからな。
もち米やあんは私が用意したものなの。
Henry puffed her cheeks, looking slightly upset, though she was not mad and quickly went back to making more with Namtar. Shin watched them happily.
海馬の記憶かね。それはまた興味深い質問だ。
After class, he had the opportunity to talk with Professor Cicero. Professor Cicero is an alchemist specializing in the biology of ash demons. Shin hoped he'd get some important information about Namtar through him.
ハルモニア派にいる人型海馬ナムタルだったね。彼女が君の肉親かもしれないという事情は聞いている。知りたいのはそこのところか。
Namtar said she didn't remember anything of the time she was human. But do creatures lose their memories once they turn into ash demons? Is there a possibility that they just forgot and their memory can somehow be triggered to return?
なんとも言い難いね。そもそも海馬を捕獲できるというケースが稀なのだ。検証するにもデータが圧倒的に不足している。
I see.
しかし海馬が元となった生物の特性を受け継ぐのは事実だ。そして彼らはその特性を従前に生かすだけの能力をも同時に備えている。能力とは経験。そう言い換えてみればどうかね。
Experience. So their memories. Shin raised his head at the words Professor Cicero added. Speaking of which, Cinderella used alchemy skills, so there are memories that are passed down, even if it varies from each individual.
仮説としては面白いね。海馬として有用な記憶は引き継がれる。まあ逆に言えば不要な記憶は除かれるということかが。
Then they don't have memories as a human.
まあ待ちたまえ。そうすぐ答えを出すのは早計というものだ。そもそも記憶というのは不確かで曖昧なものだろう。
Yeah, you can't really trust memories completely, even your own.
どれが有用でどれが不要か、その判別はどうやってするというのかね。私としては記憶がないというよりも海馬の本能、あるいは無意識の暗示が不都合な記憶を封じているという可能性を推したいね。
Blocking the memories? Professor Cicero, what do I need to do to remove the block?
難しい質問だね。記憶の封印、いわば前世の蓋を開くようなものだ。
Professor Cicero folded his arms as he thought. His pale, almost ash demon-like face frowned as he furrowed his brows.
そうだ。私の専門ではないので失念していたが、精神と記憶を対抗させる道具があったな。
Is it an alchemy tool?
そうそう。元は心の病を癒すために作られたという話だったが、あれを応用すれば、あるいは。
Oh, so if you go back into their memories, she may remember her time as a human.
海馬に使うなら何らかの改良や調整が必要だと思うけど、試してみる価値はあるのではないかね。
Thank you. That was great advice. Shin bowed and thanked him from the bottom of his heart. Professor Cicero waved that off and shook his head.
大した助言ができなくてすまないね。ナムタルという個体のことは私も大いに関心を持っているんだ。何か分かったら教えてもらえるとありがたいな。
Of course. After bidding farewell, he took his leave. First, he went to the library to learn more about the items used to look at memories. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it had to happen after that scene that he gets the idea of like bringing back her memories as his sister, and like, bro, you already went past that point. You've already stopped thinking about her as your sister when you did that, bro. Like, surely you have, right? Like, unless you were like, you know, you were still thinking of her as your sister, and then you still did that anyway. Like, bro, the mental gymnastics, man. A few hours passed after focusing on his studies. Shin met up with Enri, who came to look for him and explained the situation.
夢見の置き時計。それがあれば、ナマタルからアンナの記憶を引き出せるかもしれないのね。
Yeah, Professor Cicero gave me a clue and I was looking it up, but there were only a few dreaming clocks in existence. However, if it were to be used to draw out the memories of an ash demon's previous life, it seems a bit unreliable. It might be faster if I made it myself. I should also look for the chrono mushroom.
クロノだけ？
To activate the dreaming clock, you need a rare kind of mushroom. The fresher the better. If I can bring Namtar to the site and use the item there, that'd be the best, but...
わかったのだわ。夢見の置き時計を作った後、クロノだけを探しに行くのね。
Will you help me, Henry?
もちろんなの。ナムタルにアンナの記憶が戻ったら、私も嬉しいのだわ。
Thank you. Namtar herself didn't seem like she really cared for her memories, therefore this must be Shin's ego. But Shin couldn't help but cling to the hope of possibly bringing back Anna's memories.
シンの気持ち、これでも分かっているつもりなのだわ。
Henry placed her hand on top of his on the table. He was thankful for her warmth. From there, Shin began constructing the dreaming clock while collecting information about the chrono mushroom.
何が起きても慌てずに落ち着いていこう。
What the? Who the hell's this? Cursed sword. Did that say 4 spiritual mercury? Holy crap, that was a lot.
もらっていきましょう。
4 white herb. Oh my god, wait, this map is giving like so many items. What the fuck?
日頃の研鑽の成果出てたかな。
You had to put the battle in the one way, huh?
なんか拾ったぞ。
自分の信念をどこまでも貫くまで。
Okay, I'm gonna go there anyway for the... Actually, no, hold on. Let me take this crest. And then... Because the battle might give loot is the thing, so I have to like take the battle, which means I have to go through the trap, which sucks.
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも通じているんだ。
That did not give us anything. Gotcha. And then... Actually, hold on. Was this one way? Yeah, this is one way. So... I can go here. Go around. I did not mean to click that one. Yeah, I guess I can... Yeah, we ignore the trap here. Go around from this side to take the other thing.
ねえねえ、これっていいものかしら。
まあ、ざっとこんなものね。
自分の信念をどこまでも貫くまで。
よくわかんないけど、これいいものか？
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも通じているんだ。やった。
Fairy butterfly wings, let's go. Okay. It's a fairly high ranking material.
もらっていきましょう。よかった。見つけたのね。
Golden mushroom.
この辺り怪しいな。
Oh, that's the chrono mushroom. Okay.
今回の学ぶところは
I think the golden mushroom is also like another mid-high ranking material. So this is a key item, right? Chrono mushroom, and then the golden mushroom. Oh wait, no, it's just C. Freaking. Well, but the butterfly wing though. Because we do need the butterfly wings for some of our equipment upgrades. Let me just... Where's the dreaming clock? Oh, wait, I have to craft it. Treasure that traces your memories in your sleep. Slightly increases the party's resistance against paralysis. Ooh! It has an upgrade? New farming zones? No, we don't have a new farming zone yet. Purple Lightning Dragon Horn. S-rank material. Okay. But no, yeah, we don't have free dungeon number 6 yet, unfortunately. I did it. This is the dreaming clock. Raising the alchemy item in the air, Shin rejoiced. Like its name, it looked like a clock, but there was a space to grow and multiply the effects of the chrono mushroom. To use this device, it needed this mushroom to function.
やったのね、シン。それで、クロノダケの生えている場所は分かっているの？
After going through old documents, records were saying there was some deep in the forests of the Abzu region.
エアブス、以前言った大きな湖のあるところだわ。
Yeah, it's important to have the local soil and the clean waters flowing into Lake Eridu.
貴重なキノコなのね。見つけるのは苦労しそうなの。
The records are old, so we'll have to search ourselves for the accurate location. Also, there's something that bothered me.
気になること？
According to the old records, it said only those qualified by the guardian after answering questions can obtain the mushroom.
守護者？何のことかしら？それに、問答って？
I don't know, a god or either way, we'd better be prepared for some task. After saying that, Namtar came along.
エンリ、どこか出かけるか？
Yeah, we're going on a trip down south. We wanted you to come along as well.
いいぞ。何しに行く？
Before answering Namtar, Shin and Enri looked at each other. He nodded to her before speaking. Namtar, this is to get your memories back.
記憶？前に言ってたやつか。
Yeah, you don't seem to care for it much, but I really want to know, when you were human, were you the Anna I knew?
わかった。じゃあ行く。
Namtar's tone didn't show as much consideration as usual. Shin felt somewhat distant as Namtar replied like it was someone else's business and she was just coming along. But would that be considered selfish? Shaking off the glum, Shin placed his hand on Namtar's head. Okay, let's prepare for departure. As Shin smiled, Namtar stared back at him. Leaving the Kagrilosru Academy, the group headed to the south of the Arceus continent to the Absu region and Sacred Lake. The lakeside was filled with fresh air and had the usual peaceful ambience.
ここに来ると、ナムタルと初めて会った時のことを思い出すのだわ。
We didn't get to talk much back then.
そうだったか？よく覚えてない。
Namtar tilted her head. Her memories were fuzzy before they formed the contract. At first, Namtar seemed like a beast loyal to only her mission and instincts. But now we can talk. You gained the ability to talk through our contract and you're even trying to get your memories back.
そのための黒野岳は、この湖の上流にあるの。
Henry looked at the other side of the lake. Shin also turned his attention to that direction.
こんなに広い地域で小さなキノコを見つけ出すなんて、本当にできるのかしら？
Don't worry, regardless of size, there are only a few locations suited for mushrooms to grow. Let's go find one or two rare mushrooms. Though, based on his previous fieldwork experience, he could tell this would become a difficult expedition. That was why Shin was trying to sound motivated. Oh, it's event battle? Okay. It's just one battle?
Ma, ざっとこんなものね。
The group's exploration was hindered by the various gods and demon partners of that land. They also had the task of eliminating the ash demons and other dust spires to protect the lake environment. With Namtar around, it was inevitable to be mistaken as Dustkin, although gods' familiars would not have the intelligence to decipher the difference. But repeated encounters with the lower-class gods was not entirely bad. Thank you. We now know where the mushroom grows. Shin thanked the flying squirrel on his shoulder before it flew off. It wasn't the real flying squirrel, but the god Fuawa taking its form. He took care of its wound from the battle and formed a temporary contract. With its guidance, they were able to reach the location where the chromium mushrooms may be.
ありがとう、ふわわ。
As the contract came to an end, Namtar waved farewell as it flew off. The god did an elegant swirl in the air, perhaps as a response. Okay, let's go get the chrono mushroom. Henry, high-quality chrono mushrooms spawn silver pollen. Find it, but be careful to not inhale any of it since it's toxic.
わかったのだわ。
Henry quickly began to search for the mushroom. Shin held Namtar's hand as they went into the trees.
なたし、気をつけろ。何かいるぞ。
Huh? What? Suddenly, the earth rumbled. The ground and the trees rose before Shin and the rotund giant appeared. A god? No. A demon partner golem?
我は幻影の錬金術師アルクレインガッドオリジンアプスと契約し森の管理者なり。
し
なのだわ。
Art Crane, not a name I know. An alchemist from the older ages?
ここに生えるキノコは我が心血を注ぎし魔導菌類である。錬金術の素材としては最上と自負するが、それは悪用すれば大きな災いを呼びかねないというものでもある。そこで我はこのゴーレムに森の守護と後進の錬金術師の審査を命じた。我が問いに答えられる知恵と良識を兼ね備えた者になら、貴重なキノコを授けるのもやぶさらではない。
I see. This golem is the guardian that was written in the documents.
大昔の錬金術師が自分の管理地と研究成果を守るために残していたものだったのだわ。
The documents did mention the questionnaire. That golem will most likely ask several questions to test their qualities. Well, getting nervous, Shin swallowed his spit.
なぞなぞか。この間アリアとやったぞ。ナムタルが答えてやる。
Namtar? Before he knew it, Namtar stepped up to the golem. Namtar and the lifeless eyes of the golem met as silence filled the area.
カイマの反応を検知。これより排除を開始する。
No! Wait, what about the questionnaire?
問答無用。排除する。
No way! Shin let out a cry and activated his gauntlet. Dog. Why did she... Riddle Guardian. Strong against earth and fire. Weak against wind and water. Although I guess if we paralyze it, then it's fine. Yeah, we do enough damage anyway, it's probably fine.
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも通じているんだ。
The black spear thrown by Namtar pierced the golem's stomach. Fuel leaked from the crack and a small explosion happened right after. Namtar, that's enough. The match is done. To Shin's words, Namtar froze right before she tried to launch another attack. The golem also collapsed to its knees.
錬金術師が目指すべき目標なんと心得。
シン、また何か喋り始めたぞ。
Maybe the damage messed up its circuit. Sounds like the question we were supposed to answer.
錬金術師の目指す目標と言ってるようなのだわ。
The goal of an alchemist. Shin put away his weapon and stepped forth to the golem. Now that they've defeated the golem, they no longer needed an answer to obtain the chrono mushroom, but he did not want to disrespect the alchemist who created the golem. Shin put his thoughts into his words. We want to save the world from oblivion. In order to do that, we do what we can as alchemists. The mystery of war and Astarte. My sister is the main reason why I want to revive Namtar's memories, but I simply came here to find the truth.
おう、挑む。それこそ錬金術師の心意気。なあ。
The parts that make up the golem's eyes flashed blue. It turned mute as the final light disappeared.
壊れたか？
ゴーレムさん、シンのことを認めてくれたのかしら。
I don't know, but I hope so. Shin stared at the dysfunctional golem for a while, but he quickly remembered and turned back to Enri and Namtar. Alright, let's go get the chrono mushroom. After that we can use the dreaming clock. Shin and the others passed by the golem and headed toward the colony of magical mushrooms. Finding the silver mushroom tucked between the roots of trees, he collected the largest one there. Spores of the chrono mushroom affect the mind and help it remember past memories. The dreaming clock can set the direction to the past they see.
この中にクロノダケを入れればいいのね。
これ持って横になればいいのか。
Yeah, you're gonna go back to your previous life in your dream. You'll face Anna before you became an ash demon. Shin stuttered from his nervousness. The device finally moved. The dreaming clock with the chrono mushroom inside began to move its hands counterclockwise. Immediately, the hypnotic effect kicked in as Namtar began to grow drowsy and her eyelids began to droop.
催眠状態に入ったのだわ。よかった。カイマでも聞いてくれたみたい。
She resembles Anna so much when she's like this. The hands on the clock spun rapidly. It widened back to before they formed the demon partner contract and before they met. Nearly a minute later, the movement of the hands grew slower.
だいたい3ヶ月前の日付なの。
That would be when Namtar was still with Astarte? Perhaps there was a key to what happened. Shin decided to question the sleeping Namtar. Namtar, where are you now?
薄暗い部屋の中、横になって天井見てる。天井で何かぼんやり赤く光ってる。
Do you know where that is? Is there someone else aside from you? Namtar did not answer. Her body twitched as she shook her head side by side, as if she were in a nightmare. What's wrong? Are you okay?
手足、まだよく動かない。力入らなくて、重くて、だるい。
You're lying down and can't move?
目の前、いきなり腕が伸びてきた。
An arm?
黒っぽくて細長い人間の腕。違う。
Who can it be? Could it be Astarte?
私は家臣としてのアスタルテを知らないから何とも言えないのだわ。
Shin and Enri looked at each other confused. Meanwhile, Namtar continued to mutter some words.
腕、胸に触れた。なんかピリッとした感じがして、頭の中いろんなこと流れ込んできた。
Filled with lots of things? Like what? Like...
賢者の石、完成させる。使命。私の名前、ナムタル。そのために生まれた。力の使い方も分かった。
アスタルテから使命を与えられた記憶なのだわ。
I see. The hand that touched her chest was what gave Namtar some knowledge through the Philosopher's Stone. This means the base of the Ash Demon Namtar was made there. To see her memories prior to that, they'd need to trace it further back. Henry, speed up the hands on the dreaming clock.
わかったのだわ。あれ針がどうして
What's wrong? Henry was puzzled. The hands of the clock were moving like a compass that lost control as it kept moving from side to side. It broke? But it was fine until now.
記憶が途切れてるみたいなの。これ以上遡れないのだわ。
Don't tell me. Shin quickly turned to Namtar lying down. She was struggling from a nightmare only moments ago, but now she was sleeping in peace as if she were dead. I thought the chrono mushroom would have gone back to the times before Namtar became an ash demon and was Anna.
そのはずなの。でもそれはナムタルが本当にアンナの生まれ変わりだった場合で。
Henry paused her words. The hope that he had earlier began to fade as he felt a sense of futility. Trying to fight his thoughts, Shin raised his voice. There's no way. Namtar has to be Anna. Because how else would you prove that birthmark? Having a birthmark in the same place should be proof that they're the same person.
確かに何らかの関係はあるのかもしれないわ。でもナムタルの記憶が賢者の石を介してアスタルテに授けられたものが全てだとしたら
That can't be true. He couldn't accept Namtar and Anna being different people. Shin let out his irritation toward Namtar. Namtar, answer me. What were you doing before Astarte gave you a mission?
暗い場所長い間いた。
Even before that, Namtar, you should have memories of the time you were human. Namtar let out a few moans. She furrowed her brows as her closed eyelids twitched. Please remember, about Anna, about me. I let go of your hand that time. But tell me, we got to see each other again, please. Namtar.
もうやめてシン。ナムタルが苦しんでいるの。
Shin snapped out at Henry's voice. Feeling guilty, he bit his lip.
ナムタルがアンナであってほしいシンの気持ちはわかるの。でもそうじゃなきゃナムタルはいけないの。
That's... I...
シン覚えてる？前に私がシンのことお兄ちゃんって呼んだ時、シンはそんな風に振る舞わなくてもありのままでいいって言ってくれたの。ナムタルだって同じことが言えるのだわ。ナムタルは10まで私たちの仲間。その事実は変わらないの。
Henry gave Shin a reproachful look. It was an expression Shin hasn't seen before. Sorry, Henry.
謝るのはナムタルに対してなのだわ。
Okay. Release her hypnosis and make her comfortable. Henry did as she was told and maneuvered the device. The dreaming clock stopped and Namtar's body relaxed. She regained her consciousness after a while.
シン
Are you okay, Namtar? Sorry for pushing you so hard.
平気な力うまく入らない。
Right as she tried to stand, Namtar stumbled. Shin quickly went to support her. Sorry, Namtar.
どうしてシン謝る？
Well,
嫌なことあったか？その顔してるぞ。シンがそんなだとナムタルも気分良くない。
Namtar's hand touched his cheek. Shin placed his hand over hers. The cold touch was different from Anna's warmth. He felt Namtar's consideration from her fingertips.
ナムタル役に立てなかったか。妹乗れなくてごめんな。
No, it's fine. Suddenly, he felt an emotion he couldn't put into words. Shin hugged Namtar hastily. Namtar squirmed as her cheek was pressed against his chest. No, Namtar. I should be asking for your forgiveness. I kept looking at Anna and not you.
シン、ナムタルが戸惑っているのだわ。急にそんなことを言ってもナムタルは何が何だかわからないの。
Oh, okay. Shin pulled Namtar away from himself.
どうした？もうおしまいか？
So, how should I put it? I really think I acted very selfishly about you. I wanted to apologize for that.
ナムタル別に怒ってないぞ。
Then, is there something you want me to do for you? If there's something I can do, let me know.
エレメント集める。
Yeah, I planned on doing that since the start, but... Maybe something you like, or something you want to do. Is there something you learned after you arrived?
ナムタルお菓子好き。
Snacks, huh?
前に食べたやつもうまかったけど、お菓子他にもいっぱいある。飲むたらエンリに聞いたぞ。
Got it. Once we return, I'll prepare a special snack for you.
ほんとか？
Yep, I promise. Shin raised his pinky finger in front of Namtar. He smiled at her, looking puzzled. We link our pinkies and make a promise.
こうか？
Namtar mimicked Shin and linked their pinkies. This was something he once did with Anna, but Shin kept in mind that this was a new promise with Namtar. Now that it has been decided, let's head back.
飲むたら楽しみ。
虫歯にならないよう気をつけないとダメなの。
Henry warned her, but Namtar did not seem to pick that up and was cheerfully running around.
早く帰ろう。シン、エンリ。
Yeah, we're coming. Namtar and Anna are different, but is it a coincidence for Astarte to entrust the Philosopher's Stone to Namtar, who looks just like Anna? And for Henry to appear in front of me instead?
シン。
Oh, sorry. Ushered by Namtar, Shin ran over. There were plenty of questions unanswered, but the truth lies hidden behind the dark misty dust. Still, Shin walked past the side of the destroyed golem. With the ancient alchemist's question in mind, he continued forward. Shin believed that as long as Henry, Namtar, and his friends were around, he would never lose sight of the path even within the mist. So, they're just gonna leave the golem there like that, bro? The golem is just busted now? Okay, well. I have like less than 40 minutes. Harmonia College arrives at the mine where the god of crafting Aruru is hiding. However, another visitor has arrived before them. Oh. According to Marduk, the god Aruru was on the southern border of the Holub mountain range and in the Rose area. It was known to have plenty of ore, but due to its remote location, mining did not develop. Only a handful of alchemists have visited that area. Shin and the others used the carriage as far as they can, and from there they went past mountains and valleys for 10 days to reach their destination. That was when they encountered someone they did not expect. Oh no.
あれ、このテントって？
Someone got here before us?
でもなんだか見覚えがある気がするんだけど。ねえシン、私ちょっと嫌な予感が。またあなたたちですの？こんな場所まで鍵つけてくるなんて。
A sharp voice interrupted Arya. Seeing how her bad feelings became a reality, Arya slumped her shoulders before turning toward the direction where the voice came from.
やっぱりマルドゥック派だったんだ。よく会うね、マルチナさん。それはこちらのセリフですわ。私たちの行く先々で付きまとって一体どういうつもりですの？
Maltina approached them as she spoke. Covered in dust, she must have returned from investigating. Like always, Friend was beside her.
付きまとうって人聞き悪いこと言わないでほしいな。私たちはマルちゃんの情報でここまで来たんだから。私たちだってマルドゥックから抽出した知識をもとにここを探し当てたんですわ。
So, our information is based on the same source. The Marduk College obtained the knowledge of the origins from the previous Marduk's remnants. Shin wasn't surprised seeing them having the same information given to them from the secondary Marduk.
それじゃあマルドゥック派も目当ては送信アルルなの？
アルルの権能はドールの性能向上に使えそうだからね。
フレン、ハルモニア派の皆さんに素直に教えることはありませんわよ。
Maltina warned Friend, who responded to Henry's inquiry. So, Maltina, did you successfully form a contract? Were we too late to arrive?
当然と言いたいところですが。
Maltina furrowed her brows as she tilted her head with a troubled expression.
なかなか一筋縄ではいかない送信で、少しばかり手こずっているところですわ。
I see. I heard she didn't like humans.
この先の領域にいるのでしょ？契約に失敗したの？
言ってみればわかりますわ。 でもあなたたちでは諦めて帰った方が身のためかもしれませんわね。
It didn't seem like she was willing to share any more information. She simply said what she wanted and then marched back into her tent.
何よあの言い方。こっちが先乗りしたって文句言わせないんだから。
でも気をつけてくださいね。僕たちあの仕掛けのせいでもう1週間も足止めを食らってますから。
A week? Trap?
フーレン、何をしていますの？補給を済ませたら仕切り直しですわよ。
Being summoned by Maltina, Friend rushed his way to her. Shin and the others looked at each other. I don't get it, but it sounds complicated.
マルチナの言う通り、まずは現地に行ってみましょうか。
Yeah. The god Aruru's realm was inside the cave that was formed by carving a hard rock. Soon after entering the uniquely arranged cave, they instantly learned what Maltina mentioned earlier. This is the realm that turns into a labyrinth?
ガーデンと一緒なのだわ。
The underground garden managed by the academy had a maze function set to prevent intruders from entering. Depending on the time, the structure would change. Roads suddenly appeared or turned into walls, and that made Shin and the others struggle greatly. The trap set here was the same kind.
シン、見ろ。足元、人形転がってる。
Doll? Oh, they're golems.
壊れてる。きっとマルデック派が破壊したのね。でも奥に進めばこんなゴーレムが何体も潜んでいるということかしら。造形を得意とする送信が作ったゴーレム、手強そうだね。迷宮とゴーレム、マルチナが手こずるわけだわ。
It seems like they had to make their moves carefully, but if they take too much time, there's a risk that the Marduk College will form a contract with the god before them.
競争か。今までなかったね、こういうの。やりにくいな。
でもアルルとの契約をマルドゥック派に奪われるわけにはいかないの。負けられないのだわ。
They said it was to improve the functions of the dolls, but we also want to borrow Aruru's powers to purify the heinous gods.
マルちゃんにも頼まれたんだものね。
Arya nodded as she turned to face the team.
みんな、気を引き締めていこう。でも焦りは禁物。私たちは私たちのペースで、じっくりとね。
わかったの。戦いなら頼りにしろ。ナムタル、役に立つ。
And then Shin and the others began to work on figuring out Aruru's labyrinth.
今回の目的は、しっかり頑張ろう。
Okay. Interesting.
「これが私の騎士道よ」。ねえねえ、これっていいものかしら。ねえねえ、これっていいものかしら。
ピンときた。きっとここに。
よくわかんないけど、これいいものか？
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも通じているんだ。
丈夫だぞ。敵の匂い消えた。
Crest of Dogu. Some of the enemy names, man, are so. Crest of Dogu. Okay. What the hell? Wait. What the? Hold on. What is this, bro? What's that enemy type, bro? What? Wait. What kind of enemy type was that? It was like a robot maid doll that was holding her head.
この調子でいこう。
What? What the fuck? What the fuck, man? What's her name? Papetia? What the? Crest of Papetia. Okay. Preemptive attack. Has properties that deal physical damage to all enemies from the beginning of the round. For fixed number of rounds. Cannot be removed. Okay. Kill vessel properties. Has properties that increase damage to vessel types. Fire element boost. Oh, this is our first one that gives 3 bonuses, I think. Yeah, we don't have any other crest that gives like 3 bonuses. Interesting. It's also B rank. And it has wheels, bro. What the? It looks so weird, man.
Yatta!
I'm gonna go to the healing just in case there's another like part after this where we have to fight.
疲れたもん。
Shin and his team struggle to navigate the already complex labyrinth with additional sporadic encounters with golems.
シャイニーヒルとクレセントムーン。
アッシュクラフトツインハルバー
Zealous announcers and repetitive attacks struck the heavyweight golem. Its massive body toppled over as shards of many sizes crumbled.
お見事、二人とも。こうも連戦が続くと体力的に厳しくなってくるわね。
ナムタル、まだ戦えるぞ。
That was when small quakes occurred throughout the labyrinth. The sounds of rocks rumbling echoed as the wall past the golems began to open. A structural change in the labyrinth?
みんな気をつけて。ゴーレムが来る。言ったそばから。
The hole that appeared in the wall was large enough for heavyweight golems like the ones they defeated earlier to easily pass through. The group readied themselves to face anything that emerged from the dark hole. When... The moment something flashed from the darkness, Celis drew her rapier immediately. A sharp metallic clang was heard as the blade was tossed on the ground nearby. Without a moment to take a breath, the enemy sprung out from the darkness.
あれはゴーレムじゃない。
ゴールなのだわ。
So that means... Hold it, Namtar. That's not our enemy. Just as Namtar was about to lunge, Shin managed to grab hold of her on time.
そっちも待って。マルチナさんでしょ。私たちだよ。ハルモニア派の。
ハルモニア派？まずいよ姉さん。ドールたちに戦闘中止の命令を。
Beyond the darkness, they heard a familiar voice. After a moment, the dolls stopped moving as the two from the Murdoch College made an appearance.
ごめんなさい。てっきりゴーレムだと思って。怪我はありませんか？
さっきの区内は不連だったのね。暗闇で気配だけ読んで狙ってくるなんて、さすがいい腕してるわ。
どうも。
Instead of getting mad, seeing how Celis was more fascinated made Friend feel confused as his beast ears drooped. Seems like you guys are struggling to figure out the labyrinth too.
お察しの通りですわ。どうも戦っている間に地形を変えられているみたいで、私たちは自分の意志で進んでいるようで、その実ルートを誘導されているようなんですの。
So we were set up so we'd fight each other.
なんだかおちょくられてる気がするの。
I'm not sure what the god Araru's motives are, but we are definitely not welcome for sure. At this rate, even if they can meet her, forming a contract may be difficult. This was a different type of trouble compared to the time Shin had to deal with the Destroyer and Cinderella.
言ったはずですわ。諦めて帰った方が身のためだと。この迷宮の攻略はあなたたちの手に負えるものではありませんの。
そっちだって迷子になってるんじゃないの。
Arya pouted as she let out a complaint, though Maltina gave a look of mockery in exchange.
あら、一緒にしないでくださる？私たちは各所にドールを散開させて、もうすでに迷宮の構造と法則性をほぼ掴んでおりますの。
What?
でもその割にはさっき私たちを間違えて攻撃してきたの。
それはほぼと言ったでしょ。データは常に更新中ですの。
Digging her own grave, Maltina turned bright red as she spoke.
見てなさい。ハルモニア派がグズグズしている間に、この私が見事送信アルルを物にしてみせますわ。
送信を物扱いしているようじゃ契約なんてできないのだわ。
Yeah, we won't lose to you either. Tit for tat, neither group was giving in. They exchanged glares as sparks flew between them.
シン、敵だ。戦おうか。
No, Namtar, we may be arguing with Maltina, but you can't fight her.
あっちとも戦わないか？
Other? Tugged by Namtar, Shin lifted his gaze. The next moment, his eyes shot open in surprise. Golem? Since when?
走れワイヤー。オベックスウィンドウ。
Enrihu reacted faster than Shin used her claws. As the golems charged, it suddenly collapsed at an empty spot and stumbled on the ground. Now, if observed carefully, one would notice its legs were cut near the knees. The invisibly thin steel wires severed the golem's legs. Still attempting to move while sliding, Maltina's dolls fired shots at the golem.
たやすく今日つけると思ったら大間違いなんですわ。
でもおかしいな。今までのゴーレムはほとんど集団で襲ってきていたのに。
Friend approached the collapsed golem, but that was when his face turned pale.
このゴーレムダストに汚染されてる。カイマになりかけだったみたい。
なんですって？
Is that true, friend? Shocked by Friend's words, Shin and the others all gathered near the golem.
確かにゴーレムからダストの反応がある。そんな、どうしてここにダストが？
Located south of the outer mountain range, the dust hasn't progressed much in this area. At least according to the preliminary observations, the concentration level was nothing to worry about. But for a golem to be contaminated by the god's labyrinth was very strange.
ダストの匂い、奥の方からしてきた。それでナムタル、こいつが近づいてくるのを気づいた。
Arya, do you sense it?
確かに少しずつ数値が上がってるみたい。まだフードをかぶるほどじゃないけど。
Arya operated the measuring device on her ether gear as she responded.
さっきまでそんな兆候はなかったのに、急にどうして。
Namtar, when you said the back, which way did you mean?
あっち、だんだん匂い強くなってる。
私たちが推測している送信の座標と大体同じですわね。
Okay, they missed this part. I'm not quite sure what she means.
私たちが推測している送信の座標と大体同じですわね。
Is she saying that her readings are the same? To Maltina's words, Shin's bad omens began to increase. This was the god Aru's territory. It should be the safest and the most sacred in the area. The fact that the dust appeared without warning suggests some kind of artifice. Maltina, that data you were reading earlier, mind if you share that with us?
何を言いますの？苦労して集めたデータをどうしてあなたたちなんかに？
But I'm getting a bad feeling. I think this will become a troublesome situation that's worse than forming a contract.
シン、まさかまた破壊者が現れるというの？
I don't know that much, but... Hiding his inner worries, Shin grabbed Maltina's arm. Please, we need your help to reach Aru as quickly as possible. If nothing happens, you guys can try forming a contract before us.
いきなり手を握らないでくださいます。慣れ慣れしいですわよ。お話しなさい。
お姉さん、僕もシンさんの言う通りにした方がいいと思う。
I told my friend. Maltina's face flushed as she let out a cough.
仕方ありませんわね。私たちが先導しますから、ハルモニア派の皆さんは後からついてきてくださいませ。
Thank you, Maltina. We're counting on you. Shin thanked Maltina as he turned around to nod at the rest of his friends. Let's hurry. I pray nothing bad has happened. So this is the next area. Oh crap, what does red mean again? Fuck. Oh wait, no, right, the key. That's what the key was for, okay. That's what the key was for. This is one way. This is also one way. Fuck, okay. So we'll open with the key first. Oh, there's new enemy type. So she has like a massive chakram-like thing that I'm assuming she throws. Man, some of these enemy designs are weird. Same with the names.
こんなに苦戦するなんてまだまだ未熟ね。
Apprentice Grim Reaper. Oh, Shin doesn't get XP because he died? Are you serious? Fuck. Okay. He didn't get XP because he died, bro? Are you fucking... Oh well.
私たちならやれて当然なのだわ。
He's gonna fall behind on XP slightly.
なんか拾ったぞ。
いいもの拾っちゃった。
Ooh, Orc Alchemor.
いいもの拾っちゃった。
Oh, another one?
もらっていきましょ
And then we go back the other
う。
way.
なんかペコペコだぞ。
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも通じているんだ。
これは嬉しいわね。
もらっていきましょう。
Oh, we can't get... Oh, we can't go back that way. No, that's fine. And then I have to go through the trap to get to this chest.
これは嬉しいわね。
お腹ペコペコだぞ。
Maltina stopped in front of a steep slope. She turned back to Shin and the others following her.
この先におそらく送信アルルがいますわ。
ダストの数値も高くなってるね。フードがないと危険かも。
迷宮の中心にダストの発生源があると、それではまるで過信の。
I was thinking the same. If Aru is eclipsed, it all makes sense. Though I hope it's not true. They had to assume the worst. While readying themselves to battle a possible heinous god, Shin inspected his gauntlet.
みんな気をつけて。奥から何か来る。
今度は何？カイマ？ゴーレム？
From the darkness, a stubby silhouette of the golem emerged. The group immediately got into a battle stance. But before they can do anything, the golem appeared to have been slashed by something and collapsed in front of them on its own.
何？まだ何かいるの？
そこ。
Stella struck her rapier toward the empty darkness. A spark flashed as a tall, cloaked figure appeared within the darkness.
ゴーレムじゃない。
What was that?
お待ちなさい。あれは私たちのドール。単独任務中だった新潟ですわ。
Type 2?
新潟、音響明細解除。姿を見せなさい。
出てきた。
It's almost like a chameleon. Everyone except Maltina and friends shouted in surprise at the doll that emerged from the scenery and appeared from nowhere. Shin recalled the doll referred to as a Type 2. It was the new type doll that Professor Johan had at the Valley of the Roaring Winds.
あのドール、ソニアを傷つけた。
大丈夫だよ。ソニア先生の時は不測の事故だったけど、あれから二重三重にセーフティーをかけてるから。
Friend explained to the members of the Harmonia College that appeared to be wary of Type 2. Maltina, what did you mean by solo mission?
新潟は他のドールと違い、状況判断力に秀でていますから、迷宮の石膏をさせたり、遊撃をやらせてたんですわ。あなたたちがここまで来れたのは、新潟が敵の数を減らしてくれたからでもあるんですのよ。
Maltina placed her hand on her hip and she puffed her chest proudly.
彼、新潟だったわね。送信がいるはずの奥から来たみたいだったけれど。
先行偵察をしてくれたのかと。ちょっと解析してみますね。
Friend reached over to the socket in Type 2's neck and used his ether gear to read the necessary information. Celis furrowed her brows as she observed him.
どうフレン、何か有益な情報はあって？
ちょっと待って。 新潟はヨハン教授のカスタム機だからブラックボックスが多くて。
As he spoke, Friend continued to move his hands as he maneuvered the spells.
気のせいか、フレンとセレスって仲良しに見えるの。
ああ、それは子供の頃一緒に遊んだ仲だから。
Huh? With Friend as a demon partner? To the unexpected answer, Shin shouted to his surprise. Realizing she had misspoken, Cella's expression quickly changed.
セレスさんが言ってるフレンは僕じゃなくて人間のフレンなんです。
Oh, what? Wait. The lore runs deep. Oh no. Is this why, like, Maltina is like... Maltina interacts with Celes that way? Wait. Human? What do you mean?
それは
フレン、まだ情報を読み取れませんの？
Just as Friend was about to say something, Maltina rushed him in an irritated manner. It bothered Shin, but it also didn't seem like the right time to ask, so he decided to keep quiet. From there, Friend reactivated the spell and continued to analyze.
この先の状況が分かりました。坂を降りてちょっと進むと天井の高い広間になっているようです。そこがアルルの工房みたいですね。アルルが開幕したゴーレムに囲まれています。幸いまだ国家はしてないようですけど、このままじゃ。
We gotta save him. Shin replied as Friend's voice trembled.
お待ちなさい。闇雲に突っ込んでもやられに行くようなものですわ。
But this is a critical situation.
作戦が必要と言ってるんですの。仕方ありませんわね。私たちが梅雨払いを引き受けましょう。
Maltina sighed before her expression turned fierce.
送信を囲むカイマはドールが対処します。ハルモニア派の皆さんはアルルを護衛して私たちの作った退路から脱出なさい。
ドールだけでは危険よ、マルチナ。
では他に明暗があるとでも？悔しいですが、送信との交信にはハルモニア派に一日の長があります。私は適材適所を考えたまでですわ。
そうかもしれないけど。
Celes seemed concerned about making Maltina handle all the dangerous parts of the plan.
甘く見てもらっては困りますわ。こちらには新潟がいますし、いざとなったら私にも切れる手札の1枚くらいあるのですから。
マルチナ。
セレス、私もマルチナさんの作戦で行くしかないと思う。それに時間がないわ。迷っていたら手遅れになっちゃう。
そうね、わかったわ。
Urged by Arya, Celes nodded with a stern expression. Maltina, Friend, hang in there. We'll do our best to hurry too.
言われるまでもありませんわ。
頼りにしてください、シンさん。
Except for Namtar, all of them quickly put on their hoods as they put their plan into action. Right, she doesn't need a hood. she can just go. Jin and the others headed toward the large open area where the god was. Like the data acquired from TF2 said, they found the crowd of Ash Demon Golems. The Marduk members were first to strike the golems heading toward the god Aruru.
お前たちの相手はこっちだ。たー。
Brent tossed his kunai blade to draw the enemy's attention. Several golems charged toward Friend, but with his rapid movements he managed to dodge all the attacks and led them toward the doll's firing range.
姉さん、いいですわよ、フレン。ドール第一陣前へ。静車後、近接型にスイッチして切り込みますわ。
The doll's energy bullets reaped the Ash Demon Golems. For the ones they missed, the dolls swiped the knot with their blades and put an end to them. Their coordinated moves were like a single organism.
腕を上げたね、マルチナさん。複数の道路をあそこまで的確に制御するなんて。
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. I bet it requires some high-level skills. What was more unique were the movements of Type 2. Charging solo into the group of Ash Demon Golems, it swung its blade while firing its machine gun ferociously. The other dolls seemed to move conventionally, while Type 2 had unique fighting styles that can annihilate multiple enemies at once. That one seems to be different from the other dolls.
今だけは味方で頼もしいのだわ。
何をしていますの。ここは任せて早くお行きなさい。
Got it. We're counting on you. Thanks to the Marta College, the Ash Demon golems surrounding the god Aruru were diminishing. Finding the area with the weakest defense, Shin slipped right through. If I cut past this...
シン、ナムタル、背中守る。
アリアとエンリは私に続いてせー
The Harmonia College teamed up to break through the circle of Ash Demons. The god Aruru can be spotted behind them. Aruru! Oh, that's what she looks like? Shin took a deep breath before talking to the girl in front of them. I'm an alchemist, Shin bawled. Aruru, I've come here to form a contract. But let's leave that until later. As you can see, this area is facing the dangers of the dust. We want to save you. Can you please follow our lead for the time being? Her response to his call out was an attack toward Shin. Shin rolled his body to dodge the attack that was like swatting away a fly. Aruru!
ダメ、拒絶されてるの。人間嫌いの送信とは聞いていたけど、こんな時に。
アルルからダストの反応があるわ。まだ黒化はしてないけど、そのせいで正常な判断力を失ってるんだと思う。
Then if we drain away the dust contaminating Aruru first. Guys, back me up.
待ってシン、アルルの様子がおかしいの。何かするつもりみたいなのだわ。
Huh? Whoa. Just as Shin turned around, he barely dodged Aru's arm swinging by. As Shin gasped, Aru grabbed hold of a golem and began kneading it with both her hands. The golem's body suddenly lost shape like mud and was quickly shaped into a ball. What is she trying to do? As Shin and the others watched in astonishment, Aru continued to grab the golems one after another to form balls. They gradually became a huge mass as they were layered on top of another like plaster. Aru took some dirt from a ceramic jar in her hand and sprinkled it onto the lump of mud.
命を吹き込む秘伝の泥をポタポタポタリ。目覚めて、私の土偶さ。なんだ、泥遊びか。違う。あの泥からかなりの濃度のダスト反応がする。きっとあれが汚染源なんだわ。
What? As they all watched, Aru continued to move her hands. The golem melted to the point its original form was unrecognizable and became a soggy mess as the dust was merged into the mud completely. As Aru moved her fingers, that changed shape once again and a larger golem was formed. So that's how Aru creates the golems. She piles on the dirt and blows life into them. That must be Aru's powers.
でもあの泥はダストで汚染されてるんだよ。あんな泥でゴーレムを作ったりしたら。
We have to stop her. Shin reached out, attempting to stop Aruru, but... a colossal golem formed from that lump of mud. A gush of mud rose as Shin and the others instantly covered themselves with their arms. The massive body knit together using nearly 10 golems stored more dust than could be imagined. The large figure wandered around Aruru and Shin.
ゴーレムに私たちを排除させるつもりなの。そんなことをしても次は自分が黒化されてしまうのに。
とにかく今はあのゴーレムをやっつけるしかないわ。
Maltina and Friend are doing their best in battle. We can't waste our time here. As the golem spewed mud, it began attacking them. They all got ready to fight and prepared to return fire. Okay. Can I save during a battle, actually? I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't. we have to fight this. I should not have gone in. Oh, she has a lot of HP, actually. Maybe I should have piloted it just so I can use my SP because I have like three special skills lined up. That's right, your lines, one elephant at a time.
この調子でいこう
What? Huh?
クロックアップスペルリコードアイスストーム
Actually, I think we're gonna stop here because I have like 2 minutes left. So, we're gonna end. This is not really like a good spot to stop, but we kind of don't have time. So, we're gonna continue this next week. We're gonna try and figure out what the hell is the deal with Araru and why there's like dust in her workshop. And also that lore bomb of like friend apparently being based off of human friend, which is probably why like Celes and Maltina have that interaction. So yeah, we're gonna continue this next week. For the next stream on Saturday, we'll be going back to Victoria 3 to continue our Batua half campaign. And that one is gonna be trying to figure out how to get the other big nations from, how to stop them from like supporting the independence of my subjects. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks to Steel and Spar for dropping by, and for everyone else, wherever and whenever you're watching from, have a good day, good night, take care, and I'll see you on Saturday for some Victoria 3.